Good afternoon. I'm Mayor Stan Pulliam. We're outside the Salem-Keizer Student Services building where we got mass security here waiting for us, for parents, for folks who are worried about what's going on in our school systems right here in Salem-Keizer and across the state. And of course, this is a battlefront in the war on woke, but I've just got to ask, what would happen if our government agencies took this much action to try to solve our homeless and our crime and everything else going on across the state? But of course, we're here to talk about education and some of the stuff that's going on in our school systems. We had the Oregonian with an extreme woke hit job story this morning where they came after myself and my wife in our campaign. But here's the deal. The Oregonian this morning confirmed that the Salem-Keizer School District staff has quietly implemented a woke agenda in our schools. And when we called them out, they doubled down like it's normal. Well, I'm here today with local parent to say, this isn't normal. And the way you went about pushing a woke agenda is wrong and left parents in the dark. But this isn't just about Salem-Keizer. The woke agenda is being pushed by the Oregon Department of Education and could be happening in other schools. And it's not about being for or against any students, and certainly not the Lgbtq community. This is about a complete disregard of transparency for parents and even the elected school board. This is about pushing a woke agenda and then labeling it as normal when it's called out. Now, the Oregonian in their story this morning confirmed that district administrators are pushing gender and sexual diversity in curriculum starting at kindergarten. They confirmed that biological males can participate on a girls' sports team. And I'll tell you, as a father of two little girls in youth sports, it is outrageous. They, most importantly, also confirmed that the school district staff can leave parents out when assisting students with gender transitioning. Make no mistake, our schools should not be pushing kids to examine their gender identity at a very young age. They should be focusing on catching our kids up on the basic subjects that are supposed to be taught in schools. Let's again teach our kids the ABCs, not the birds and the bees. Parents know best, not school district administrators. Period. Parents matter. Period. We need a governor who will stand up for girls' sports, who will stand up for parental notification and involvement in their children's classrooms. It's time to remove the woke agenda from our schools and get back to solving real problems such as poor attendance, violence in our schools, and lagging academic achievement. With that said, this afternoon I'm joined by Cassidy Trout, who's a local parent here in the Salem-Keizer School District. Welcome. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Cassidy Trout, and I'm a mom here in Salem-Keizer. I'm also the vice chair of Salem-Keizer We Stand Together. There are a lot of alarming things going on in our schools, but I'm here to talk mostly about these LGBTQ+ affirmations that are coming out of our district. Members of our organization received 5 new policies that were surrounding these topics, all revised on February 15th, 2022. According to our sources, these policies will be disseminated to teachers and staff at an upcoming training, or some may have already been. A few things caught my attention. In the protecting transgender students' privacy procedure, it states, district staff will keep students' transgender status confidential to the extent allowed under Family Education Rights Privacy Act in their communications. School staff will not disclose any information that may reveal a student's transgender status to others, including caregivers, the other school staff, and students, unless the student has authorized such disclosure or the staff member is legally required to do so. By the district acknowledging the Family Education Rights Privacy Act, they are showing they know that if asked by a parent or guardian, they legally have to disclose this information. Why is our district actively creating policies that are hindering parents' legal rights to know what is going on with their child? Anytime a child is struggling with gender identity issues, there are serious psychological factors that need to be addressed. And it's the parents that are the ones who are responsible for that care, not teachers, not staff, and not district personnel. Another policy I'd like to address is the LGBTQ+ affirming education procedures. A few things I'd like to point out within this procedure is education of gender identity and sexual orientation will be provided to students of all grade levels. When discussing assigned sex and human biology, trans and intersex people will not be excluded or erased. Accurate information about the scientific realities of sex and gender will be used. When increasing gender and sexuality diversity in curriculum, people of color's perspectives, stories, and understandings of sexuality and gender, particularly Black and Indigenous people, will be emphasized. Curriculum, K-12 curriculum will work to include gender and sexuality diversity in ways relevant to the subjects taught through means, such as including LGBTQ+ figures, LGBTQ+ narratives, and creating more inclusive and diverse word problems. All school libraries will house books and/or resources on gender identity and sexuality, including informational books and inclusive narratives from a wide variety of authors from diverse and intersectional backgrounds. Books or resources with anti-LGBTQ+, racist, ableist, and/or other harmful narratives or agendas will not be assigned to students. I ask, who decides if books or resources are anti or pro? Anything. Who decides what narratives or agendas are harmful? It can be argued that these policies have harmful narratives and agendas. Are books about transition regret anti-LGBTQ? Are you stating you're going to be banning material you do not find LGBTQ+ affirming? Where is the oversight? And I'm not talking about false oversight, like creating committees out of thin air to counter specific opinions, and then refusing information on how those committees were formed. Transparency in this district is non-existent. We need parents to step up and speak out. Pay attention to what is happening in your child's school. Read their assignments, don't just look at the grades. Read the books your children are reading in class. Ask questions. You will be shocked at what you find. At November's school board meeting, the district's test scores were given. Only 12% of our 5th grade boys are at grade level in math, and for our 7th grade boys, only 11%. For 2nd grade English readers, only 39% are at grade level. We need to close the gap that was created by COVID shutdowns and stop focusing on sex in our schools. There are many issues within our district, and if you'd like to find out more information, you can visit our website at www.skwestandtogether.com. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Cassidy. And as you just mentioned, nearly 2 years of learning loss trying to catch these kids up, who kids in this state already go to some schools that are ranked nearly last in every statistical category in education, from 46 out of 50 in overall education to 47th out of 50 in graduation rates. Let's just focus on catching our kids up, and let's leave the tutoring at home of sexual gender identity to parents. The war on woke. This is why we've declared a war on woke, and it's a war that we intend to win. Thank you so much.